3 reasons why you should have a policy handbook. Coming up next. The 3 reasons why you should have a policy handbook is it explains and it lets parents know what you expect from them. The parents can also turn around and tell you what they expect from you. And then it also minimizes your legal problems. By the end of this video, you're going to realize why the 3 reasons why you need a policy handbook is so important on the impact of the success of your in-home childcare. This first reason is really important because you get to sit down with your family. If you have a family, if you have kids, if you have a spouse, you can just write out everything that you want to go into your policy handbook, all of your concerns, all of the things that you want parents to adhere to. So for example, what time you open, what time you close. You want to sit down and get with your spouse. Hey, what time do you think is a good time to close? I know someone in Minnesota who actually just caters to doctors and teachers. And teachers in that area, they get out of school at 2:30. So she only works from 6:30 to 3 o'clock. And those are her hours. Those hours work for her. The key thing is not to do things that you do not want to do. Make sure you put every little thing in there. It does not matter. If it looks like it's small, put it in there. It's better to have too much in your policy handbook than to leave something out and a parent says, well, it's not in your policy handbook. I always recommend that you look over your policy handbook every quarter, which is every 3 months, because it'll let you know what's effective, what needs to change, where you could be, I don't want to say lenient, but what you can change for the parents. Meet them. Maybe staying open to 6 p.m. isn't working because nobody stays past 5:30. So then you change your hours to 5:30. Make sure when it comes to your hours, though, that you give parents plenty of notice. So again, the first thing is sit down, write out everything that you want. The reason for this is you want to make sure that your policy handbook has everything that you expect from parents. So when parents sit down and read it, there is no like, oh, I didn't know, or oh, you didn't put that in there. You're able to go back. It's going to hold you accountable. It's going to hold parents accountable. All right, so the second thing is it'll be able to outline things that the parents want or expect. So maybe you don't do potty training, and in your policy handbook it does not say anything about potty training, or maybe it does. A parent is able to sit there and say, hey, hold on, I don't see anything about potty training. I don't know if I can do that. Why don't you potty train? And you guys can have that conversation before their child starts, because what you don't want is their child to start and a parent expects you to be doing potty training, and then you're like, you never said that, and they're like, well, you're a daycare, you're supposed to. And then you have this issue, this big problem, this big black cloud. So they're able to go over their policy handbook. They're able to see, hey, I can do everything that they're telling me to do. And you want to make sure, get it in writing. At the end of the policy handbook, you want to make sure that they write and sign that they understand every single line of the policy handbook. It's going to save you so much of a headache, and it's going to be able to close the gaps of communication. It won't be this big gap where you're like, I thought, and you're like, y'all both thought wrong. And so you come together with the parents, and communication is just beautiful because you're able to understand what they want and they're able to understand what you want. The last and probably one of the most important reasons why you need a policy handbook, it's going to minimize legal problems. Now, I'm not going to say eliminate, but it will minimize legal problems. For example, if a child gets hurt while in your care, and in your policy handbook you state what steps you're going to take. You're going to do your first aid, you're going to contact the parents. If it's an emergency situation, you're going to contact 911 first. Contact 911. But here's the key thing that a lot of people don't realize, and it's in my policy handbook. I let parents know that in the event that their child has to be transported by an ambulance, I do not carry ambulance insurance, and they are responsible for all medical costs. Yes, it's extremely important that you put that in there, because if not, believe it or not, you may have a parent that will try to put the bill on you. Well, my child was in your care and all those things, and you have to realize, you know what? It's important for them to have medical insurance, ambulance insurance. A child will never be in my vehicle, no matter how bad the emergency. Your child will either be picked up by you or picked up by 911. But you're going to always, if it's an emergency situation, you're going to always call 911 no matter what. But parents need to know before they are enrolled in your care that you do not carry medical insurance. for their children. You do not carry ambulance insurance. Those are two different things. So make sure you have that outline in there and that they are responsible for all costs. So your policy handbook is going to save you in a lot of legal ways. Another example is with food. I do not allow parents to bring in food from home unless it's in its commercial container, meaning it's in its closed container, sealed, with directions on how to properly serve it. The reason for this is in the state of Texas, you have to have a food handler certificate. I have a certification in food handling. In my food handling class, it talks about how to properly warm up food, how to properly make food at a proper temperature so that it has no bacteria and so that children and people won't get sick. Well, knowing that, then I don't know how long a parent's food needs to be warmed up for in order to reach the level of no bacteria being on the food. You get it? So I say no food allowed from home unless it's in a commercial container with proper direction, and it has to be sealed. So again, minimizing your legal reasons is why you should have a policy handbook. Do not leave that part out. Think about it, sit down with your family, go over all 3 of the steps. Remember, 3 reasons for you to have a policy handbook is outlined very clear and very simple. Question of the day, do you have a policy handbook and or a family contract? If you do, what are some of the key things that you like to have in your policy handbook that has helped you in order to be successful in your in-home childcare? If you're new and you're starting off, don't forget to watch the whole playlist called Policy Handbook, because it's going to break down my policy handbook, which will help you to be successful. Make sure you comment below, interact with each other. This is how we grow as a in-home childcare community. There's no other community out there like ours, so let's grow. Let's be here for each other. Let's answer questions. Let's ask questions. And most importantly, let's grow in the area of in-home childcare. Like always, share this video, like this video, and most important, make sure you are learning from this video. See you next time. Thank you for joining us at the Live Learning Academy, your YouTube channel for tips, tricks, and training all in the area of caring for children. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and alert button so you'll know when we upload new videos.